What's up, peeps? How's it going? I'm gonna do a quick video on the types of leaders and tippet I use, mostly for bluegill fishing and when I bass fish. Like I said, I don't use expensive stuff. Again, fly fishing is one of them things you can be really down to earth with it, or you can like launch like a space rocket if you want to. So anyway, for leaders I usually use what I can find that's a decent price, because I end up tearing my leaders up with wind knots and getting them stuck in trees and popping my line, and I just go through leaders a lot. A lot of times I'll use the off brands like Superfly. Scientific Angler is another really good one. I think Max Catch makes leaders too, which is decent like that. Some more of the Superfly. I got these. I got like a bag of these. I looked up and caught Academy Sports was getting rid of all their fly fishing stuff and marked everything down like 50-60% off. And I was looking up. I bought the whole shelf. Anyway, so I got a bunch of different leaders like these I use. And as in size leaders, if I'm fishing with my one weight rod, I'm using 2 to 3 pound leaders, right? You know, if you got like the freshwater, this is the value pack. It's 2 liters. It's 6X. It's 7.5 feet, and I'm using like a 6 foot rod with a 1 weight or a 2 weight, so it works out perfect. And then this is a 3 pound leader, and like I said, I'm going for little fish, and it'll catch a nice size bluegill. A 3 pound tippet even probably can catch maybe a pound and a half bass, and anything bigger than that, you're probably not going to get it in. If I'm going for using like my 5 weight or my 4 weight, I'll go with a bigger leader. You know, I'll go with like a 9 foot 4X. And go with a 5 pound leader. Now, a lot of times, if I'm going for bluegills, I'll use the 4 pound tippet, right, on the smaller leaders. They have different types of again, that's Superfly. That's a decent little cheap leader. You got the Bass Pro White River leaders. I mean tippets, which is decent. Like I said, I usually get what I can get on sale at a good price, so I go through it. But you know, a lot of people don't even use tippet. Here's just I like that Bass Pro Invisalign that I use for my ultralight gear, my spin cast, and that's just a 4 pound regular mono line that I use for tippet a lot. A lot of people don't even use tapered leaders, man. A lot of the old guys, I know they use just regular mono line. They'll use like 10 pound mono line as a leader, and then tie like anywhere from like a 2 pound to a 6 pound mono for the tippet on it. It's just, I find that it's a little bit easier to cast with a tapered leader myself, because like I'm casting up underneath trees, and I'm not trying to cast in a certain spot on a open water like a stream. I'm throwing up underneath cypress trees and stuff. So I find that tapered leader chunks that line out just a little bit better for me, helps me cast a little bit better. So that's usually what I do. So if I'm using a thicker line, if I'm using like a 5 pound line, I'm using like 5 pound tippet, right? Or maybe 4 pound tippet. If I'm going for bass, which I hardly ever do, but if I go for bass, I'm usually using a 10 pound tapered leader, and I'm going with either I got some, I don't know if I have it on me right now. I have like a 10 and 12 pound tippet that I use on it. So that's just a quick rundown of the tapered leaders and all that. Like I said, you can use, if you can get them at a decent price, get you some tapered leaders. If you can't and you really can't afford them, no big deal. Go get you some 10, 12 pound mono line and tie that on the end of your fly line, because that line is still heavy. It'll still help you throw out, and then tie some smaller line on that for your tippet, and you'll learn to cast with it. You'll have no problems. Anyway, that's just a quick rundown of the leaders and the tippet I use. It's nothing special. Like I said, I don't really get fancy with fly fishing. I just use basically what I got to catch fish, and it works. I catch fish. Anyway, hope this helps. Get out in the water and catch some fish. Stay hydrated because it's freaking hot right now. That's why I'm cutting this video short.